And we are live. Welcome everybody to the Monday. That was weird. Monday night live stream. Just a quick note: you may have to turn your volume up, as I got the mic turned down quite a bit today because it's insanely hot and there are fans running. So hopefully you don't hear the fans, but you can still hear me. Bless you. Today I want to talk about. Bless you again. Today I want to talk about fish, like hardy, good fish for newcomers in the hobby. Fish, not necessarily, they're not going to be necessarily the hardiest fish, but people that are coming into the hobby, like what fish should we set them up with so they are successful? Kidney pie. So apparently we're selling kidneys for memberships now, which is pretty insane, but definitely don't want a pie made out of kidneys. Thank you everyone who came over from Aquarium Co-op. Hope you have some fun here. And so anyways, first off, I want to get out of the way that be sure to share, like, subscribe, hit notification, and but definitely share if you can, because I don't have a marketing department, and the only marketing department I can afford is you guys sharing for free. So share. That being said, yeah, the volume is going to be pretty low. Let me know if it's like terribly low, but you're definitely going to have to turn the volume up today. I did test it out and it seemed like it was all right, but apparently everyone's saying I'm quiet, so we'll bump it up a little bit, but hopefully that's not too much. So now let's get to the topic. My volume is all the way up and you can still barely hear me. Let's try it now. I'll keep adjusting it with your guys' feedback, but I don't want to spend too much time getting stuck in the volume situation here. So best beginner fish for new people to the aquarium hobby. Obviously there's not like one fish that's best for every person, but I feel like there's one fish that's probably better for majority of the time. And that's, I gotta say, is not rainbow fish. It is guppies. And for a few reasons, I'm gonna pick guppies because I think there's something to be said about, I just had a lot of stuff pop up on my screen that I had to minimize. They're fairly inexpensive. I wouldn't call them the most hardiest fish. If this was a, best hardiest fish for new beginners, I'd be talking about like white cloud minnows, things like that. I never use the volume. I wouldn't either. Then we're talking about minnows for hardy fish. So not necessarily the hardiest fish, especially not anymore. Like guppies, the difference between guppies now, between like 20 years ago, is pretty significant. But they're still, in my opinion, one of the best fish to get people into the hobby with. Because there's something about breeding fish that really gets people excited. We have all kinds of kidney pies coming in here. Again, thanks for coming over from Aquarium Co-op. Here, you do not need to sell your kidneys to become a member, but you also don't need to enjoy pie to be a member. Anyway, so guppies. I feel like live bears are the first fish for most people, says Jamie. Yeah, and I gotta say, for like kids, tanks in classrooms, when I was doing tanks for teachers, obviously can't do that anymore, but it was fish like guppies, because there's just something exciting about seeing baby fish fry. And I think once you get them hooked, then they're gonna start going down that rabbit hole of all these other fish. That being said, like some people, I feel like get into the hobby for the wrong reasons. You might want to turn on slow mode. It's usually all right around here. It's not too bad. I know someone who always wanted piranhas as a kid, and that was the first thing he got. When he grew up to be an adult, he's like, I'm getting some piranhas. And then like 3 months later, he was like, these are the most boring fish in the world, because realistically all they do is just sit around. So had you got guppies, guppies, spawn them. That would have been way more exciting than just a couple of predator fish. People go nuts over predator fish, but let's be real, they're kind of boring. the big fish are kind of boring. So yeah, guppies, probably my pick. It always goes 100 full circle. Yeah. So yeah, probably guppies. And then I started thinking, like, what about each specific fish? Like if we talk corydoras, what would be the best corydoras? Some people get mad if you leave off the S, so corydoras. And I think I would have to go with Paleotis, the pepper corydora. With the stir-by cory coming in a close second, but when you consider durability, Paleotis, I mean, they can go cold, they can go warm, they can go in like just the muddiest waters. I'm not condoning that, don't do that, but if you're on vacation and things go sideways, Paleotis can usually make it through things like that. They're very, very hardy fish, and they're fairly inexpensive too for a corydora. And then, like I said, stir-by cories, probably a close second, and simply because of the price, they're usually about 2 or 3 times more expensive, depending on the size. Best corydora, Aquarium Co-op, yeah. Duplicarius corydors would be a good one too, but when I'm like considering like the best beginner, I gotta think of like price, availability. You can't, a lot of these, like even stir-bys, you can't get, everywhere. But like every Petco and Petsmart has a Paleotis. They just do. So yeah, what's with the cory that's in the thumbnail? The cory that's in the thumbnail is a Paleotis corydora. Hence why I'm talking about them right now. It is a very, very good photo from Jimmy. So they're not all going to look that great. But yeah, the corydora in the thumbnail is a peppered corydora, the Paleotis corydora. Not even Petsmart has kidney pie. Yeah. I like all the cories, yeah. So that's the other thing about corydoras, especially for new people in the hobby. Like, they're such great fish as far as, how they look, how they act. If you get the right amount of them, they will school, especially after a water change. And they'll pick up a lot of food that just makes it to the bottom, right? They'll clean up your substrate for you. CK says panda cories are the gateway to cories. I have to disagree. Panda cories can be real finicky sometimes about water parameters. So there's people that can buy panda cories and they die within like a month, and then there's people that can buy panda cories and they're spawning like 9,000 babies every week. So yeah. Dragonlair says Julia has been the hardiest for me over the last 50 years. Another good one. And there's going to be, obviously there's multiple like hardy species of cories. Yeah. Jenna Lee says orange lasers are stunning. Yeah. If you want a stunning corydora, look at like the CW111. It looks like a zebra. So, but again, I got to take into account availability, because if someone watches this video in a year from now and is like, ooh, I want a hardy corydora, and he said CW11 or orange lasers, they're gonna be like, man, those are like $100, at least the CW111, and you can't find them anywhere. So yeah, this is for people that are new in the hobby. Paleotis, that's my vote. And obviously that's not like a right or wrong answer, right? These are all good suggestions. What I couldn't decide on is that what would be the best beginner African cichlid? I want to go yellow lab. Like, that was my first instinct. One of the hardiest African cichlids I've had is yellow labs, but I feel like they're so inbred now that maybe not the hardiest of African cichlids. Definitely nothing from Lake Tanganyika. But I'd like to get some opinions. Shell dwellers. Everyone's going to say shell dwellers. And multi-shell dwellers. I guess I should retract my statement of nothing from Lake Tanganyika, because I would say shell dwellers is definitely a good choice, although the availability is going to be the issue. I feel. I mean, you could probably find them anywhere in like the Mid East or East Coast, where African cichlids are just huge everywhere. But over here, Northwest, you're not getting multis anywhere. Tropheus, Kenny, you're crazy if you're talking Tropheus. No, by far. They're hardier than what people say. Like, a lot of people are scared to even buy Tropheus. I would not be scared to buy Tropheus. They're hardier than they get credit for. But I also definitely wouldn't put ACI as best beginner, because those things are like kill everything. Bolivian rams would be South American. Although if we're talking South American cichlids, definitely Bolivian rams. I don't know that there's anything hardier than a Bolivian ram, for sure. Acid already answered. Number one fish gallon is grout for a shrimp and snail. Angelfish, man. I wouldn't go with angelfish as a beginner species, because I feel like people overdo it with angelfish. They go to a pet store and they get them at that quarter size, maybe a little bigger, and they're like, oh, I want 12 of those. And they have like a 20-gallon tank, and that's not a recipe for success at all. So angelfish are hardy, but would I consider them to be the best? Probably not. I don't feel like people realize how big angelfish get. Another thing that happens with angelfish is people put them in too warm of water, and when you put angelfish in warm water, they get really angry. So Brichardi, definitely a healthy, sturdy fish that's really hard to kill. Most peacocks are easy and rewarding for beginners. Yeah, I feel like I'll never say OB peacocks because they're ugly. Did you put bars on your windows? No. I don't even know what that means. All right. Man, zebras, clown killifish for beginners. I don't know about that. Can you explain the difference between Julii cory and false Julii cory? I've never actually owned a false Julii. Hardiest, but I'm going to go back to African cichlids. Hardiest African cichlid. I guess we're not even talking about hardiest, right? We're talking about best beginner African cichlid. I still don't know. I want to say multis, but I feel like they're not common enough. They're not available enough. I mean, peacocks are really easy. And yeah, that's why my mic is turned down a little bit. Aquarium Cop says, got to turn my AC back onto me. Too hot in here. Today is really hot. I like it when it's hot like this. I got to take my Tegu outside for some natural sunlight, and she's out bathing in the sun right now. Yeah, Garrett wins. Cribensis. I didn't even think about cribs. If you take into account breeding, super easy fish to breed, insanely hardy and colorful. I think cribs is going to be. I personally don't even like cribs, but I feel like as someone who's new to the hobby, it's super colorful. They will breed easily, and they can go. You don't need a crazy size tank with 100 of them to disperse aggression like you do with African cichlids. Apistogramma cockatoides is a good beginner. Yes. So specifically, if we're talking about apistos, the Apistogramma cockatoide is probably the best. I mean, not even probably. It definitely is the best and easiest apisto. I mean, they've been bred in such a wide range of water parameters that they can go in anything. Ginger says, I love my cribs. Yeah, there's definitely some cool ones out there. But the common crib, I guess I'll backtrack a little bit and say I'll never own common cribs. But I have kept about 5 different species of cribs in my career. And there are some really cool ones. There's some really cool ones. Dragon Lair says, I believe the false Julii has a blotch at the base of the caudal fin. The caudal fin. Yeah, I've kept Julii, but never false. Never false. Gamer Boomer says, what can I breed, or what can I feed corydora fry? I just use Ripashi. It's super easy. You have to make it. It's a little bit expensive, but it's something that you can put in your water and sit in there for like 24 hours, and they'll just nibble on it all day long. Geophagus would be a decent beginner cichlid. Possibly. They're a little bit bigger than probably most. I mean, you got to think like the most common fish tank sold is 10 gallons. Geophagus in a 10 gallon, probably not. I mean, Geophagus, you need like a 4-foot tank for those guys. I'm going to take a quick break here to address the super chats. Fish Tank Barn with $1.49. Thank you, Eric Furlow with the $1 super chat, and Bob Kaler, the $1 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. How about a species tank of Demonsoni for beginners? Demonsoni would be a good one. Yeah, colorful, active. I don't know that I would put them above crebenses for an African cichlid, as far as beginners, but they're probably up there. Now, what if we're talking about tetras? Let's get out of the cichlids and let's go back to tetras. Tetras is a little harder. Everybody loves neon tetras, but would I say they're the best for beginners? I don't know. I don't think so. There's a lot of really bad neon tetras out there. If you're not getting like a good quality neon tetra, you're gonna have nothing but problems. They're gonna die off one at a time over the course of a couple months. Someone that's new to the hobby is gonna find a new dead neon tetra if they're not getting good quality ones, and it's probably gonna turn them off. I don't know. Black neons are, I would say, way more hardier. The hardiest tetra I've ever kept is actually the Colombian tetra, the red and blue. I've put those things through some pretty hard times, and they've come out every time like nothing's ever happened. They're very underrated. If anyone is looking for like a big bodied fish, the red and blue Colombian tetras are amazing. They're one of my favorite tetras. And they always will be, even though I haven't kept them in years. Not in years, but they get it like they have like the rounder body, like a bleeding heart tetra, and they have a nice blue sheen with red fins. So yeah, definitely the hardiest one I've ever kept. They're fairly inexpensive. That would be my vote. We're getting some votes for a lot of votes for black neon, and also ember tetras. I wouldn't put rummy nose in there. Rummy nose, another one that you can have a lot of problems with pretty fast. Serpe tetras. Danny Does Life says, do love my Colombians and green neons. Green neons are right there with just a regular neon. You really got to get a good quality stock of green neons because they can go south pretty quick. I've tried to find like good quality green neons. And I would say for like every shipment of green neons I got, it was like 1 in 4 were good. So if you're wondering why those are off the website, that's why. Well, everything's off the website right now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Matt says, I think I'm the exception. I have 7 neon tetras from Petsmart, and I've had them for over 2 years. Also, glow lights are hardy and beautiful glow lights. Very underrated. Lemon tetras, very underrated. So again, I'm not even saying like, as far as neon tetras, like you can't go into a PetSmart, and just because they're at a PetSmart or Petco doesn't mean they're going to be crap. So like a PetSmart, my local PetSmart buys their fish from California. My local Petco buys their fish from Florida. So, you know, a PetSmart in Florida is also going to buy their neon tetras in Florida, not from California. So how they decide where to buy stuff, I have no idea. So it's really hit or miss. It's really hit or miss. Unless there are some places, there are some wholesalers that have good quality neon tetras the majority of the time, but you wouldn't know that as a consumer. You don't know where the fish are coming from. So my neon tetras are not being replaced as they die off. I love them, but they are fragile. Replacing them with frittata rainbow fish, which I wouldn't say is any more durable. The nice thing about frittata rainbow fish is that as long as you keep up with your maintenance, you're not going to have any problems with them. Not going to have any problems. And we can even let's talk about rainbow fish, right? We love rainbow fish on this channel, and if you don't, I don't know what you're doing here. But yeah, rainbow fish. Hardiest rainbow fish. The hardiest rainbow fish, I'd have to go with yellow. Best rainbow fish for beginner, I'd have to go with the Dwarf Neon, the Plecos rainbows. Neon rainbows are the best. Yep. Luminatus are the hardiest in your opinion? Whew, I'd have to disagree there. Out of pseudo McGill's, I will say they are the hardiest. Although, I mean, Gertrudes are pretty hardy too. But as far as, again, best rainbow fish for beginners, the neon tetras, again, you can buy them for around $5, so you can afford to get a nice school of them. They're rainbow fish, so they're hardy in general, as long as you keep up with maintenance. That's a big caveat with rainbow fish. You do not want to miss like 2 water changes in a row, or they'll go south pretty fast. The Australian rainbows, I wouldn't pick the Australian simply because of their size. Australian rainbows do get big. Probably one of the bigger rainbows out there. I strongly disagree with pseudo being hardier than Melanotania. Yep. Michael Wentworth. Definitely Melanotania are, in my opinion, far hardier. I'm Brazilian. Congratulations for Tour Aquarium. It's fantastic. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but thank you. Thank you. Australians are not very colorful. They are as adults. I would say when it comes to rainbow fish, the ones that take the longest to look good are definitely Australians. And even then, like, their body is going to be gray, but the color is mostly in the finnage. I keep my breeder Luminatus in hard water and raise a fry in an outdoor tub with soft water, and they thrive. Again, we're talking about beginner hobbyist here, though. Beginner. I think the Plecos rainbow, when we're talking about beginner species, is the way to go. It takes a while to color them up. Yep. But endlers are the most OP fish ever. These guys are indestructible. I wouldn't say that. If we want to strictly get into what fish is the hardiest, is there anything that can beat a white cloud minnow? I mean, those things can live in oil, for crying out loud. Aquarium Co-op with the $5 super chat says, need more cowbell. I don't even have anything to replicate that noise with. So I will say that I'm gonna do my quick members pitch here. You guys that are members are gonna see the most amazing video you've ever seen for this week's members only video. It's gonna be sweet. What about beginner plecos? Asking for a friend. This is the easiest question that I will ever have to answer on this channel. Out of 5 years of live streaming, very easy question. Very easy. And I'm waiting for someone to say it. Like, I guarantee you at least 200. Now, there's over 400 people here. 454 is the record. We are so close. You gotta share this out. There it is. Everyone coming in with the Bristlenose Pleco. I thought Matthew Vargas, we'd get some rubber lip, but the Bristlenose Pleco is, in my opinion, the most amazing Pleco in the hobby by far. I mean, there's not even a close second. When you consider the cost, the durability, how easy they are to breed, everything about this fish is amazing. Now, if you're going to take a Bristlenose and line it up with like a Sultan Pleco or a Zebra Pleco, I mean, we're not just talking about looks here. You're comparing a $5 fish to $200 fish. That's just not fair, right? So, not a common pleco. Definitely not a common pleco. Get them out of the hobby. Common plecos, get them out of the hobby. And S, I missed a $5 super chat from S, apparently. I apologize. I don't see a comment anywhere, so hopefully you did not leave a comment with that. Let's see. The Bristlenose plecos bullies my other ones. I'm team rubber lip. Rubber lips, there's nothing wrong with a rubber lip, but I would put a clown pleco over a rubber lip. Silver flying foxes are awesome. Yeah, not the most common fish, but I think they should be. I gotta take a break for my Fiji steak juice here. It is very hot out today, so I had this Fiji steak juice flown in from Fiji. Q Aquatics says, I never see my clown pleco. I mean, that's... You want to know the secret to see your plecos? Floating plants. But not just floating plants. You need like a whole bushel of plants on the top of the water. I'm telling you, I did this in my 40-gallon breeder simply by accident. So it's covered with floating plants. Under the floating plants is probably like an 8-inch layer of guppy grass. And then below that, there's like 8 inches of clear water. And the plecos are out all the time. They don't even hide ever. So the trick is making them feel secure, and they will come out more. Carol Cox, the first member to join the dream team tonight. Thank you. I appreciate it. We're going for 100. Trying to get 100 members tonight. Trying to get 100. Really hard to get. Really hard to get. Really. Would you say if you have a lot of sword plants, I would go rubber lip or clown? That's a good point. If there is one downfall of the Bristlenose pleco, it is their lust, their insane appetite for sword plants. S-word plants. They love them. They can't get enough of them. Doesn't matter how much you feed them. Eventually, they will go to your sword plant and just rip the leaves apart. It's pretty sad, but it's just sad. I don't know if like sword plants committed some sort of bristlenose genocide like 100 million years ago, but bristlenose plecos hate sword plants and they will do everything in their power to kill them and eat them. It's ridiculous. I live in Dubai. Hot is a relative term. Definitely not as hot as you, buddy. Definitely not as hot. Dead Fred, what's up, buddy? Curtis St. Martin with the $1 super chat. Thank you. Pearl Danio versus Celestial Pearl Danio. I would go with, well, speaking of Danios, the giant Danio. Excellent beginner fish. Excellent. I would always go. I'm not a fan of Celestial Pearl Danios at all. I know I'm weird. I'm like the one person that doesn't like them. I've tried to keep them, and it's not like they died. It's not like they hit all the time. They hit a lot, but I've had fish that hide way more, so that didn't bother me. To me, they're just, I don't know, maybe I got a bad batch, but they were just boring. They were boring. Like, I see all these ones swimming around behind me right now. Mine didn't do that. They probably hated their tank. It was, I mean, I was probably just terrible at keeping them, because these guys are pretty active. The ones I got, nope. And they're really expensive for some reason. I don't know why, but they're just really expensive. Any thoughts on Steenfott and gobies? What would be the best beginner goby? I feel like we need giant Danios are too hardy. and rosy barbs, insanely hardy. But best goby, probably the algae eating goby. I don't remember the scientific name, and it's called algae eating goby, and then it has another name too, another common name that I don't remember. You thought the tank behind me was actually that big, then I realized it's not a green screen. This is 800 gallons right here. So expensive. I assume we're talking about CPDs, but yep. Best glowfish? The best glowfish is a dead glowfish. That sounds pretty harsh, I realize. But oh my gosh, 442 is the latest number. Just need 12 more. 12 more sets a record. Get your grandma on the phone. Get her logged in. Taiwanese dragon gobies are pretty beginner friendly in my experience if you provide them with enough hiding spots. So when we're talking about beginner fish, I don't think that we can have like caveats. Like this would be a good beginner fish if you did this. You gotta think like someone new to the hobby really needs like a turnkey, doesn't have to worry about anything type of fish. So that's what we're trying to talk about here. Most hardiest fish is a convex cichlid. So yes, convex cichlids are insanely hardy. However, I would never recommend them to a newbie. Never. Dojo loach, cool water, very personable. Yep, that is accurate. That is accurate. What Pleco cost you Americans $1,000? That's how much L200 are in Australia. L200s here are like 30-40 bucks. Probably like those big gold chubby plecos. I can't remember the L number, but some of those go like $700, $800, $900. Green phantom plecos cost $1,000. Yes, plecos in Australia are really expensive for some reason. What advice do you have for electric blue acaras? Lots of line of sight breaks, lots of hardscape. They love hardscape because they like territories. So depending on how many you have and what size tank you have, you might need to create lots of different territories for them. Common pleco size too big, don't get one. Australia has expensive plecos. Yes. Northwest Fish Keeping says endlers are better than guppies for beginners. The only reason I would say the guppies beat out endlers is because they're more available. I have never seen, and I know that some do, but I've never seen an endler in a Petsmart or Petco in my area. And unfortunately, when we're talking about beginners, is there any other company or platform or anything that gets more people into the hobby than Petco or Petsmart? I think there's something to be said about people taking their kids in and getting dog food and the kid being like, I want a fish tank. So yeah, as much as we love to crap on them and talk bad about them, and as much as they kill fish, I think they're responsible for getting a majority of the people in the hobby these days. I could be wrong. Social media is pretty big, but I feel like unless they're specifically looking, they're not going to find us on social media. I can't tell you how many times I've told people that I make aquarium videos on YouTube, and they're like, what? There's fish videos on YouTube? Like, there's everything on YouTube. Everything. Like, you could type in your lawnmower model number and how to fix it, and there'll be like 100 videos on it. So the fact that people still don't understand that there's everything on YouTube just blows my mind. Blows my mind. But yeah, so this is probably a troll question, but just in case, I was told to add chlorine to my tank to clean the water. My fish all died. Do you think they were allergic? No, chlorine will kill your fish. Kill your fish. See you later, Pam. What? Is she getting lost in the snow? I love my Petco. The guy keeps their tanks clean, and fish keeper too. Yes, I am fortunate that I have a really good Petco. My Petsmart used to be really good. That crew left, and they got all new people in there, and now my Petsmart is terrible. Sometimes I walk in there, and you can't even see in the tank because I got just the front glass is just covered in algae. But my Petco crew moved to a new Petco, so I'll get on a little Petco tangent here. So there's a Petco that's within like 2 miles of my house. The people there are great, but the last 2 times I've been there, they're not there. I'm like, where are my people at? And then when those tanks went on sale 2 weeks ago, and I had to go to the second closest Petco to pick them up, all my people were there. I'm like, you guys all moved, and you didn't even tell me. And apparently, like one of the ladies got like the store manager position at that Petco, and then like everyone was like, I want to work for you, and so they all moved over there. So I got to travel a little farther, but the nice thing is like this Petco is larger, and so they can get more stuff, because you know Petco, they rate their stores by like volume, and the more volume you have, the more variety you can have, blah 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 blah. So there, I have to travel a little bit farther, but at least I can get more stuff now. Lots of endlers here in Petco in South Florida. Yeah, so I wonder if it just depends on like where they're buying fish. I know it depends on who's buying the fish. Like they do get to pick. So I mean, corporate goes down there, like you can pick from these fish and these fish only, and then the person buying them can pick out of that list. So I don't know, maybe that's someone there at that Petco likes endlers. I don't know how they do it. We're at 453. That means we need one more person. 2 more people, actually. 1 more to tie. You do have a very nice tank, Bob. Bible WordPress. This is actually not my tank. This is Jimmy's tank. And everybody in the replay always asks what the bubbles are over here. And they're nothing. It's just for show. It's supposedly a sterilizer that's just a gimmick and doesn't work. So there you go. The other Tiffany. What would you recommend as a good resource for diagnosing and medicating possibly sick or injured suicidal betta? What do you mean suicidal? Like jumping out of your tank? That's an interesting term. But there are so many good betta videos on YouTube. And I'm sure you've looked on YouTube. But man, I'm definitely not a betta expert. But if I had to, I would probably look at channels like Simply Betta, Big City Bettas, even like, you know, Aquarium Co-op has some betta videos. KG Tropicals has some betta videos. But I would go to like the betta only channels first, like a Simply Betta, and see if there's anything in her catalog that might provide an answer. I'm really curious about the suicide. I've never. Is your betta fish depressed? Does it need to call 1-800-suicide hotline? Like, what's going on over there? 465. So we just shattered the record. I want to thank everyone who's watching on a laptop and kindly logged in on their phone to get me twice the amount of people. And Bugsy, welcome to the Dream Team. You will not be disappointed. Maybe you will, but I wouldn't think so. Did you ever figure out what was behind the crazy deal on the tanks at Petco? No. So for anyone who missed that, the Petco tanks were priced at about 60 cents a gallon. Upwards to like 80 cents, but they were way cheaper. And every Petco I went to, they didn't even know about the sale. They were like all pissed off that they didn't buy tanks themselves. So none of the employees knew about it. I personally think it was a mistake because they actually took off the ability to buy tanks on the website. So it was like they got this massive influx of sales. Somebody's like, what's going on? And they just pulled them off the website. Like, when you do something like that, that means you're not even trying to investigate. You're just trying to stop the bleeding immediately, and then we'll figure it out. So they took off the ability altogether to buy tanks on the website, and then it was probably like 12 or 14 hours later when they finally added that back on there. So I don't know what it was, but I'm going with mistake. Went to Petco this weekend, and you just gotta love when you see a famous one tank closed off for observation and see 7 tanks. I'm gonna show you a picture that someone sent me that I found really interesting, and no explanation for it, but I don't know if you can see this, but it says, attention, fish sales temporarily suspended. That is really peculiar to me. This was a local Petsmart, and I don't go to my Petsmarts anymore, so yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever seen that. Every single fish, not for sale. I ran straight to the store, and the manager price matched me. I got a 55, 29, and a 20, and at least 2 10 gallons. I thought, let's go to 500. I wish. Oh my gosh, we're at 481. If we get 500, we got to do something, because that's crazy if we get to 500. And I will say, normally we're 40 minutes in. Normally the second hour we get way more people than the first hour. So, man, 486 is insane. Bob's got to take his cap off. I'll tell you what, the way you guys have been absolutely killing my channel lately, we're going to be at 100,000 subscribers in no time, and that's when the hat comes off. 50,000 is pie. So we need to start talking about what kind of pie I'm going to eat, because I'll hit 50,000 by the end of the year. So, man, I don't know. I've never had pie before, so I'll take recommendations. McDonald's hot fries record this week. What? I don't even know what that means. Greetings from Spain. Do you think it's possible to create a nano no heater tank? Yes. Of 2. Oh, I guess there's more. Of 2 gallons approximately with some fish in it. I thought about white mountain fish, but maybe it's just a bad idea. I would not. So I don't put fish in anything under 5 gallons. I know a lot of people do. A lot of people love 5-gallon tanks, but to me, it's just not enjoyable. The only thing I would ever put in 5 gallons or smaller is shrimp. That's it. I don't trust you, dog. I don't know what you're up to. So I'm just not a fan of fish in small places. This is why I'm pretty anti like big predatory fish. You know, emperor tetras, the bass cichlids, whatever, because you have these big massive fish, and yeah, you'll see them in like a 125-gallon tank, which is a big tank, but not for that fish. So I'm just not a fan of seeing fish in small places at any size. So if it was 2 gallons, I would just do shrimp. Shrimp would work just great. You can breed them easily in 2 gallons, so it's, you know, you'll get the fun of breeding. And yeah, that's my recommendation. Yeah, and again, this is just personal preference. Patty says, well, my bettas are loving life in the 5-gallon. It's just personal preference. That's the nice thing about this hobby, is that there's plenty for everyone to do it their own way. There's so many different variations to be successful. And this is how I kind of like, this is how I like, you see? I knew he's back there doing something. He just knocked something over. And it bolted out of the room, so you know he knows he's in trouble. When I'm looking for like advice, or if I need help, and I'm going to like a Facebook group or a forum or a YouTube channel, and someone says this is the only way you can do it, I immediately I'll never watch that channel again. I won't join their Facebook group if that's where it is, forums. I'll pretty much never listen to that person again, because anyone who's actually been in this hobby for a fair amount of time knows there's multiple ways to do multiple things and be successful. So I don't even know what got me started on that. Oh yeah, we're talking about fish under 5-gallon tanks. Yes, Betta breeders keep their fish in like water bottles successfully. You can see these in like the big farms over in Asia. They'll take a bottle like this and just cut it in half, and they're all just sitting on the ground like mushed together, and they actually like walk on these bottles and just spray water for their water. It's crazy, and they're successful. They breed them that way. If the fish weren't happy, they wouldn't breed. So I get it. again, it's just personal preference. Plus, anything for me under 5 gallons is just becomes a chore to maintain. Like 10 gallons, even 10 gallons for me, I'm like, yeah, I'd rather this be a 20 gallon. But yeah, so again, just personal preference. That's all. Let me go back here. What I do? I marked off 491. Even if he liked it, he would just say this is going straight to the trash, then eat it after the stream. No. So if we're talking about pie, so there's a lot of new people here, new people to the channel. A lot of, you may not know this, but I've never eaten pie in my life. It's just because I'm not a dessert person. Like, I like cake. Chocolate cake is really good, but I don't want it. It's just like the sugar. I don't like the crash afterwards. Like, you spend $20 on a cake, or I could buy like all this steak or beef jerky or just something that's better. I'm not a dessert guy. I'm just not a dessert guy. Sweets, I've never really had like a sugar tooth, I guess is what it's called. I don't know. I'm a carnivore. Sorry. So yeah, the thing is, at 50,000 subscribers, I made a deal that I would eat cake for the first, or pie for the first time. Definitely nothing raspberry pie though. Nothing. I don't touch anything with raspberry in it. Raspberry flavoring. Raspberries are good. Raspberry flavoring, bad. And if you don't believe me, just look up where that comes from. I want to put a rimless 25-gallon tank on a large barn wood desk. That sounds amazing. There are some slight variations on the surface. Will a leveling mat most likely do the job avoiding cracks? Yes. 25 gallons. It's a decent amount. You're going to have a decent amount of weight. But I wouldn't be worried about it. Like, I have a mat that's under my mouse and keyboard. It's probably like, I don't know, a 1/4 inch thick. That would work just fine. I wouldn't have any problems with it. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to crack, so don't do it. And when it cracks, don't blame me. But still, use your best judgment. I'm out of here. The man don't like. I'm not saying I don't like it, right? I like cake. I like donuts. I like candy bars. But if it's up to me, and if I'm somewhere where I can buy cake, donuts, or candy bars, and I can buy beef jerky, and I only have $10, I'm buying the beef jerky every single time. So, yeah, I eat enough junk food. I couldn't imagine if I ate sweets how fat I would be. It would be insane. Alex, secret history living in your aquarium. Have you seen the channel Dexter's World? Negative. Based in Manila shanty towns, they breed bettas, goldfish, and everything else in like gutters or breeze blocks with plastic liner. No tech. Yeah, we kind of talked about tech last week and how a lot of it's just not needed. And not only is it just not needed, but it's built to break after a certain amount of time. A lot of the stuff coming out of the hobby is just very disappointing. Very disappointing. The other Tiffany, okay, here we go. We're getting some more suicidal Betta info here. My king Betta, boy, I said I didn't eat pie and we lost like 20 people. I will not eat pie for viewers. So don't, you know what? My king Betta jumped somehow through the lid I had on it. That's always how it works. I was already treating for what looks like an injury to his head, maybe getting infected, and now he's really beat up. Well, I will tell you, if fish can find a way to squeeze out of a fish tank, they will do it. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why. You see this with like rope fish, especially eels. For whatever reason, they just have to get out. Like, I don't know, like they could stay in this perfect little ecosystem we built them. They get free food for life, but nope, they got to get out and they got to kill themselves. I don't get it, but that's just what fish do. In your case, honestly, I'm not a big med person unless I'm like really sure. So there's kind of like two ways I go about it. If something is really bad and I don't know and I'm like fairly confident it's going to die anyways, then I'll throw meds at it because it's probably going to die anyways. Or if it's something like ick is easily recognizable and easily treated, so I will use meds for that. But if it's something weird and I don't know what it is, maybe I'll throw in some salt. But the key thing is keeping the water very, very clean as you can. When it comes to treating and just trying to like rehabilitate fish, I don't think meds, salt, anything, I don't think any of that compares to like real clean water. So, yep. Free car when Bob gets 100,000. What? Yeah, in a live stream. How about that? 100,000 people in a live stream, I'll give away a car. There you go. You heard it here first. T-Shot, what's up, buddy? Impulse buy, grabbed 3 German blue rams from Petco. They look good. Put them in QT. Lost one the first night. Another the second night. Pretty disappointing. Third one still looks good. I don't know that I would buy German blue rams from a Petco or Petsmart. I would probably pay extra money and buy them from somewhere that has a little bit better reputation. The only fish that I would buy at a Petco or Petsmart would be fish that I know are hardy in general, like rosy barbs. I bought rosy barbs from Petco because those are a fish that I would put in like the bulletproof category. German blue rams, definitely not. Definitely not. Yeah. At least you put them in quarantine and not in the tank with all your other fish, though. Jobs Aquarium Tanks. Chris says with the $4.20 super chat, sorry I'm late. Just set up a Betta tank in my son's room. Better than what? Oh, jeez. That's awesome. Awesome. I thought about Betta fish for like good beginner fish for new aquarium hobbyists. But I feel like Betta fish are pretty beat and abused, so I didn't put them on my list. Bible Word Press says, I think I've irked you enough for now. Blessing, have a good week, Bob. Still needing car. Peace. Still needing car. I don't know what that means. But I feel like you're an insider. But I don't know. Aquatic Moss says, I'll take the cop car. I'm never getting rid of my police car. Never. My police car is super amazing. Probably the funnest car I've ever owned is my police car. The other Tiffany says, not sure how to do salt. I have live plants in his tank. Trying to research. He's the only fish in the 6 gallon. So a lot of people worry about their plants when it comes to salt. I never do. Never have I ever worried about salt when it comes to my plants, because ultimately the fish are more important to me. And I would rather kill plants than kill salt. Than kill fish. Kill salt. That being said, I've never lost a tank of plants to salt. I've had dieback, but I've never killed anything all the way. It's always come back. And it's pretty rare that I even have issues. So I think a lot of people are afraid of salt, unjustifiably afraid of salt. It's just a lot there. Better have some steak juice. There's a lot of benefits to salt, and I think it outweighs any type of harm it can do. Unless you're dumping in like 5 pounds of salt in like a 2-gallon tank, then yeah, you probably should worry a little. Matthew Vargas says, any ETA on the video of the truck? Still looking forward to that thing. I think I'm averaging on my car channel 1 video every month and a half, so maybe by the end of the year. No ETA. I haven't even filmed anything yet. Steenfott Aquatics. This is his 2nd tank. He's got a 55 with a poop ton of guppies, shrimp, bristlenose plecos, and colorful fake plants for days. Oh, those neon plants. You gotta love them. Deadfred821 says, Bob, when the quarantine is over, we're going to go to New York to get you some pizza samples so you can have some real pie. I have never had New York-style pizza in New York. I've had New York-style pizza everywhere else, and it is my favorite. Chicago deep dish, hate it. Not for me. That New York style where it's just thin and just sloppy and you can like fold it 18 times onto itself. That's the way to go. I love that. I love it. Kaylor's Aquatics says, pick is buffering for me. It looks like my stream health is green and good to go. We were so close to 500. Funnest is a word. Funnest. Adam T. Brown, welcome to the Steen Dream team. We are going places. We are. Do you give preventative meds to new fish in quarantine even though you don't see anything wrong? I've heard a lot of different takes on the subject. So T-shot, it depends on where I'm getting my fish. For instance, there's one wholesaler that is very famous for having sick fish. I've only bought fish from this place once, and it was one of those situations where I couldn't get this fish anywhere else, so I wanted to see it. And in that situation, I definitely treated all those fish. Where I get my rainbow fish, are they from a private breeder? Never. I quarantine, but I don't medicate. So, and I never would. Obviously, if they came in with ick, then yes, but never happened. So it really depends on where they come from. If I'm buying fish from like Petco or Petsmart, I would quarantine and observe. And if after 2-3 weeks I don't see anything wrong, then I'll put them in there. But I try not to actively medicate fish when I feel like it's not necessary. But there's definitely some wholesalers that are like, yeah, I'm going to medicate these fish just because. And there's just some fish like pufferfish that you want to. Like you want to deworm pufferfish. So, you know, I guess there's a different scenario. There's not like one right answer. It's you got to do what's best for that certain situation. What tank mates would you suggest for a single angel in a 55-gallon planet tank? Luke, I would suggest red neon rainbows, maybe some corydoras, maybe some sort of dwarf cichlid, epistogrammas, maybe some Bolivian rams. But as far as like schooling fish, I'd probably go rainbow fish. I mean, they're my favorite fish, so I'm going to say that every time. Dead Fred 821 says, that's the thing about pizza in New York. Every shop has their own style. These franchises that sell New York style pies kill me because none of them taste like New York pies. And I don't doubt that for a second. When I went to Jersey a couple years ago, I really wanted to make it into New York. I tried to walk there, but did not make it. But I did see a lot of interesting things in New Jersey walking around at 3 in the morning. But yeah, so New York is definitely on my list of places to go. It's so cheap to travel as well. So hopefully one day I'll make it. T-Shot, welcome to the Dream Team. Ideal size tank for Ivan Stoffi. So there's a really easy way to answer this question regardless of the fish, and that is the largest tank you can afford is always the right answer. Always. Easy. Will they do well in a 40 breeder? Yeah. Would they do well in a 90 gallon? Mm-hmm. So if you can afford the 90 gallon, buy the 90 gallon. Matthew Vargas says Domino's sells New York style pizza. They do, and it's good, but I know it's nothing like a New York pizza. And I've never been, like I said, I've never been in New York. I've never had a New York style pizza in New York, but I guarantee you it's nothing. It's a chain. So we know that it's not the best right off the bat. We are over 500, and I gotta say, there's definitely like, it's just mind-boggling to me that there's over 500 people here right now. If you would have told me like a month and a half ago that I would have over 500 people in my stream, I would have said, you're as dumb as I look. But I mean, the help that I've gotten from Aquarium Co-op over the last few weeks has been amazing. Before that, John was helping me. He's the one that really started the fire. He lit the fire. Basically, John lit the fire under me, and then Corey poured a bunch of gasoline on it. This is basically how this story went. And now there's 500 people here, and yeah, that's just crazy. So I want to thank all of you guys for showing up. These live streams are definitely the funnest. This is a word because I just said it. If it wasn't a word, I wouldn't be able to say it. It's definitely the funnest part of YouTube. And I got to go on Fish Room Fever. He invited me on his live stream last week. And I want to say to any other YouTuber watching, I will absolutely come on anyone's live stream and be a guest if you want. Like live streaming is the funnest part of YouTube by far. So I'm really glad that we have 500 people here. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. We got over 400 last week. Whew. Pour some gasoline on me. Man. Bob, I'm happy for the success, but now there's 500 people and it's hard to get in touch with you in chat. You're becoming a big time for us. Nope. And I will say it's always going to be that way for me as far as going on other people's channels and streams if you want to collab. Like, I don't care if I have 1,000 subscribers or 1 million. I will always come on people's live stream. Unless I'm busy, of course. But, yep. How big is the tank in the green screen? Oh, man. I believe this is like a 30-some gallon tank. Filmed in 4K so that I could blow it up this insanely big size for the green screen. If I remember right. Can you show me funnest in the dictionary? Who owns dictionaries? Does anyone actually own a dictionary? Funnest is a word because I say it's a word. Plain and simple. I'm going to Google it. Funnest. Webster's definition. Affording light mirth and laughter. Mirth? Who says mirth? See, this is why we don't need dictionaries, because they say stupid things like mirth. Get these dictionaries out of here. Get out of here. Oh, man. I have a dictionary, and a thesaurus. Yeah, me too. It's called google.com. Oh, man. Steenfott Aquatics, congrats. Well deserved. You've really ramped it up lately, and it shows. 48 gallon. Is it 48? I don't know. I know it was some weird size, like 37, 48. I don't know. Green screen. Whew. Physical dictionaries and encyclopedias. Oh, man. That takes up a lot of space. My dictionary is right here, and funnest is in there. That's all you need to know. Free likes. Yep, free likes. Have a like. So yes, here's a question we get a lot, especially after the stream. So hopefully, this will answer your questions. Oh man, and where did it go? Red Dog says, "Is that ozone thing in the tank behind you? Is that an ozone thing in the tank behind you? Does it really help with algae?" Negative. It does nothing except look cool. You could replicate this by getting a CO2 diffuser and hooking it up to an air pump. And you'll get that cool little bubble of smoky fog effect. It'll actually be more useful because you'll be putting air, you'll be oxygenating your water, whereas this thing is just completely, there's obviously some oxygen going in there, but useless. But there's something to be said about cool factor because I think it looks pretty cool. So I'm not going to completely crap on it, but as far as having any utility as far as algae removal, no. Nope. Kenny Overalls with the $5 super chat says, "Congrats on the recent success." Matthew Vargas, see, you know how to get my attention, buddy. Congrats on 500 plus. Keep going. Man, I feel like we were just setting goals for 300, And we just peaked it over 500. That's crazy. Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. Still got your Kamaka rainbows too. I have many leather bound books. I have a lot of books, but I don't have a lot of encyclopedias. I just bought another book last night. I try to read 1 book a week. That's my goal. Benjamin says, another car and fish guy. I need to check out your car channel. It's bad. It's pretty bad, but I just do it for fun. So yeah, just keep that in mind if you head over to the car channel. It's strictly for fun, and that's it. Jay McDonald, what's up? My longest standing member, the director of the members. Now to hit 1,000, that would be insane. But with what's happened in the last month, anything's possible. We broke a lot of records last month. Hook me up on my other super chat. If the Monte Carlo won't carpet without CO2, I'm going to be pissed. Wait, did you have another super chat? Wait, hook me up on my other super chat. I don't know what that means. Okay. Mr. Lopez says, hey Bob, would you recommend Celestial Pearl Danios in a 5-gallon with a Betta or clown killifish? So, we just went over my thoughts on 5-gallon tanks. If it was me, I wouldn't do either. But if you want something, actually, this might require a little bit of thought. I don't like 5-gallon tanks, and I don't like Celestial Pearl Danios. However, with this setup, I would do Celestial Pearl Danios. And here's why. I wouldn't do clown killifish because clown killifish hang out at the surface, and so will your Betta. So if you get a Betta that's just angry one day, and it's up there with the clown killies, and a clown killie gets in its way, looks at it wrong, does something funny, it might not be a clown killifish for very long. So Celestial Pearl Danios will hang out towards the bottom. If you've got plants, they'll hang out in the plants. And I feel like that would be the way to go. See? Answering that objectively. Sorry, just got back because of work. No worries, my friend. No worries. I went on too long of a rant about 5-gallon tanks and smaller anyways. But I don't know. I hope that gives you some sort of value or insight. I probably wouldn't do clown killifish just because they'll hang out at the surface. Whew. Ginger Graves. How do you tell stress ick from ick? I've seen ick before. This looks peppered all over. It's not gold pepper like velvet. Rainbows and QTs still are active and eating. I guess I don't know what the difference between stress ick and ick. I've never heard that in two different terms before. Fish can get ick from stress, but that's a new one to me. Are you asking, like, how do you tell if they got ick because of stress? Or is that two different things? I'm not sure. Sorry. Newbie here, cycling my first aquarium. Sweet. And the support between fish tubers and aquarists is so wholesome. I gotta say, there's some bad places out there. But the majority of fish tubers are pretty good. There's some really bad ones, though. And I watched about half a Corey stream. But yeah, I would say as a whole, the fish community is way better than what it was like even 10 years ago. I mean, there's far less fish police out there now than I feel like there's ever been. Same old Bob with a bigger following. What? I don't see, your comment made it sound like I missed a super chat, but oh shoot. There it is. Oh my gosh. Matthew Vargas with the $5 super chat. Oh my gosh, that was like an hour ago too. Bob, I want a carpet Monte Carlo and an Aquarium 5-gallon. That would be a good use for a 5-gallon tank. With crystal reds, possibly to do without CO2. What light would you throw on it? I would do my favorite nano light, which is the Phoenix Planet Plus clip-on light. Is it going to be successful? I don't know. So Monte Carlo, I can't believe I missed this super chat. Monte Carlo is a plant that I've never been able to get to carpet. I've kept it alive, but I've never like got it to actually grow and carpet. So my success, if you want to call that a success, I mean, I didn't kill it, but I didn't get it to grow, so it wasn't like flourishing. Man, and I had like, I did everything. I had 120 par at the at the substrate, and injected CO2. So me and Monte Carlo don't get along. I've wasted hundreds of dollars on Monte Carlo. I can't tell you how many times I've bought Monte Carlo mats at like fish auctions from retailers. Never again will I buy Monte Carlo. But I feel like 5 gallons with a clip-on Phoenix Planet Plus would be a good start. But I cannot guarantee your success. And Bob Kaler with the $5 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it, Mr. Kaler's Aquatics. And I believe you just hit like I hopefully am not completely wrong, but 1,700 subscriber milestone. So congratulations. If I'm mistaken, I apologize, but I feel like that just happened recently. I can never grow money, and I can't grow Monte Carlo as well. I can never grow Monte Carlo as well. So somebody who's in the same boat as me, at least. I butchered your sentence, but Aquatic Journal says, do you think growing plants has just as much to do with your water out of the tap as it does to... Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I would say the water out of your tap is more important than light and CO2. Because if you say you have... What would be a good example here? Oh, man. Let's say that you have like my water, which in Seattle is like super soft. There's like no minerals in it at all. And you're trying to grow Pogostemum like Helferi. And you have the light. Wait, where did your question go? I don't know. Oh yeah, you have the light and you have the CO2, but that plant needs hard water. It needs lots of minerals. So if you just keep feeding it soft water, it's never gonna grow. It's just not. And I'm sure there's somebody out there that's an exception to that rule that has that's growing this plant in RODI water, whatever. To us normal people, not gonna work. So definitely knowing your water is probably way more important than light and CO2. Steenfott Aquatics, a rainbow question. What rainbows would go well in angels in a 35? I love the stream. Sorry if I'm asking too many questions. That's what the stream is for. There's a lot of people here, so I may not recover. I'm reading comments as I'm talking. So I may not see everyone's questions, but we try to. Anyways, I would do Precox rainbows, dwarf neon rainbows for sure. I would do about 8 of them, 6 minimum. 6 minimum. You want a good sized school with them. Kenny Schindler says, have you ever seen a fish recover from wobble? The mother, I've had goldfish recover from it, but that's swim bladder wobble. Oh, excuse me. The mother to my 20 plus mollies has been swimming with a wobble for 2 to 3 months. Oh man, excuse me. Started after a bad case of stress ick. There could be permanent damage. There's really no way to know. But I have seen fish recover from wobbles, they get swim bladder issues and they get that wobble, so they definitely can. But yeah, there's really no good way to know if they will or not. Do you think growing plant? Oh wait, they'd be last for streams and rash for a second. Okay, KG Tropicals, what's up, John? With the $5 super chat. I guess you're too big time now. I got a super chat you to see my comment. You made me cry a little when you said I lit a fire under you. It's true. So this is how it started. In like the middle of July, maybe like the 3rd week of July or something. We had a 3-hour Skype call that was all about YouTube, and that got me jazzed up. And then then It's all downhill from there. Or uphill. We're at the tippity top and we're not even halfway there. Anyways, thank you, John. I did miss that comment, though. I apologize. Aquatic Mom with a $5 super chat. This is more like my type of super chat right here. Here's a box of tissues for John. And Priscilla with the $1 super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Rock, stone versus wood aesthetics. Both. I don't know that I could just pick one. If you guys want to like chill out for a minute, I can go get some new rocks that I got that I think are super awesome. And you know what? You guys are just going to have to hang out here for a second while I go get these rocks. Okay, so I bought these rocks sight unseen, and I'm very happy. Very happy. Look at this rock. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. This is called 1,000 layer rock, and obviously you can see all the layers. I mean, that's where it gets its name from. I got a whole box of these to aquascape with, or resell. I haven't decided. But there you go. Close up. 1,000 layer rocks. I've never seen these before in person, and I'm pretty happy with them. Fisher and Fever with the $1 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Yep. 1,000 layer rock. I have it. Of course she does. Of course. Never told me about it, though. Thank God the music works this time. This is really cool. And some of the pieces, like some of the pieces I have, the layers are red. So I just grabbed the first piece out of the box because the box is like 50 pounds. I don't want to carry the whole box up here, but right? What do you guys think? Pretty sweet, right? I don't know. I think it's cool. I'll probably sell like half of them just to pay for the box and then use the other half myself. Oh man, my hands are all dusty. Candy says Danican Aquatics saw it when he was here and he likes it too. Yep. Bob, those look like something white marble reject rock I get. So I have no idea what that is, but I will say that I researched this rock before I bought it, and you can no longer like import these rocks. So that was one of the reasons I bought them, because you can't get them anymore. Like once the resellers that have them now sell out, they're gone forever. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm going to be doing some aquascaping, you know, trying my foot at aquascaping again. It's been a long time, but I want to do some nice planet tanks and some nice terrariums, paludariums. So we'll see. We'll see. Did Bob go answer the door for the pizza guy? No, I went and got this rock. Bob, okay. I have a South American. Aldo says I have a South American 5550. All right, when I start like stumbling, I mean it's time for some more steak juice. Okay, let's try this again. I have a South American 50-gallon tank with angels, stir-by cories, awesome. Clown plecos, awesome. Buenos Aires, Texas, awesome. I would like to add rainbow. What do you recommend? You could do just about anything. My recommendation is to find a color that you want and then find the appropriate rainbow fish for that color. I don't know if you have like a lot of people like have like a color theme in their aquariums, or you know, some people like the red, some people like the blues or the purples or the yellows. So just find one that you like, and then my recommendation is to buy at least 6, because you want a good school of them. My multis are all over the tank tonight. Love those fish. Awesome fish. Awesome fish. And that's how Bob gets free rocks. I mean, really? I mean, I can't lie. That's the advantage of wholesale. Like, you buy in bulk, you sell half of it, and then you get the other half for free. You know? Bob, have you taken the truck off-road yet? How's she running? Well, I don't want to talk too much about cars, Matthew. I've thought about doing, like, live streams on the car channel, but I don't know. I'm pretty busy with this channel, so I want to make sure that I don't take anything away from this channel. And but I don't really want to talk cars too much on this channel, though, because 400 people are here for fish. But it runs really, 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 really good. So I will answer that question. Self-awareness is in short supply these days, Ginger. That's the truth. Do you like dragonstone or wood for aquascape? If you're forcing me to pick one or the other, I would go with wood. Simply because wood has more benefits to the fish, as far as like leaching tannins, things like that. Plecos will eat wood, so it's more beneficial to fish than rock. So if I had to pick one, I would pick wood. This channel rocks. Get it? Rocks. This channel rocks. Beast Heart says, any place to buy pool filter sand in bulk? When I used to use pool filter sand, I bought it at Ace Hardware. I don't know if you have one of those, but I think I've never bought at Home Depot, but I've heard that you can buy it at Home Depot. So, neons would be good, embers as well. So yeah, maybe someone else could speak to that, but I'm not sure if you can buy them at like a Home Depot or Lowe's. I went to Home Depot once looking for sand, and it was like some cement like play sand, and it just looked terrible, so I didn't buy any. And it was really dirty as well, and I didn't want to spend like 3 days rinsing it out. Thoughts on dwarf corydoras? Dwarf corydoras are super amazing. Pygmies, Hestatus, Habrosis, they're all awesome. There's also Aspidoras that a lot of people don't know about. They're a bit more expensive because they're more rare, which is why a lot of people don't know about them. But yeah, dwarf corys are amazing. I actually have a friend who was here earlier, but I haven't seen her say anything lately, that had her Habrosis breed in her community tank, and now she has little Habrosis fry. So super awesome. You may want to check the TDS and possibly even test the rock if it increases pH. It usually is a silth stone with calcite inclusions, sources in deserts and salt lakes. Well, you know what I got then? I got the perfect stone for my multi-tank, because I'm going to do multis again. Yep. I'm going to get back into shell dwellers, so if anyone wants to send me some multis, this is how dumb I am as a fish keeper. So I had a giant school of multis, right? I've slowly been giving them away over the last like year, and now that they're gone, I want to set up a multi-tank. I mean, that is basically the story of my fish keeping life. I get something, I get a lot of them, then I give them away, and then I want them again. Instead of just keeping them. Fisher and Fever says 50-pound bags of Home Depot, at Home Depot and Lowe's. There you go. Don't you have a trio left? I have a male and a female left. I do. But, I mean, that's not a very good way to start a colony with one male and one female. Bob, are you still looking for samurai bettas? I don't know that I'm looking, but they're just my favorite. Some of my favorites. But I don't know that I'm specifically looking. I have 3 betta fish right now, and I'm pretty okay with that number. I don't know that I want more. But like, if someone was rehoming one, like, it's either you take this or I flush it down the toilet, then yeah, I'd take one. Oh man. Lowest temps in outdoor pond or tubs for guppies you've experienced. Last year I did guppies all the way down into 50 degrees, and that's when I took them out when it got below 50 degrees. So that being said, though, my guppies that I started with were always in 60 degree water, so they were already kind of, I guess, acclimated to the cold water. So just keep that in mind. Would a bit of aquarium salt benefit a shrimp tank? Yes, but I don't know that I would do it just to do it. I wouldn't start Bible over time. It heals. What? Oh, phew, I thought we were getting preachy in here for a second. That's a typo. All right. I believe they sell special salt for shrimp. Well, I mean, salt is beneficial. It doesn't need to say shrimp on it. I want a Betta splendens with a spade tail. My guppies did okay in the 60s. Yeah, mine did okay as well. Of course, they're in a 400 gallon tub. So, were they doing well, or were they just living? I mean, were they thriving or were they living? I don't know. But when the temperatures got down into the 50s, that's when I took them out. What are your thoughts on keeping Norman's lamp-eye killifish with cherry shrimp? I think that is an amazing combination. It sounds like a really good idea to me. Yeah, shrimp, cherry shrimp, easy to care for, easy to breed. Norman's lamp-eye killifish, if you plant it up nice and thick, they'll breed in there and the fry will survive, and you'll have a nice little tank going on there. I would be jealous of that. I just realized I'm on my wife's account and not mine. Bob's probably like, who's this? Yep, Mr. Kangley, I guess. I did not realize that was you. Then says, oops, hi. Still on the wrong account. All right. Bonsai, that is great. He says, nearite snails are great for beginners. We did not cover invertebrae in our little best beginner fish at the beginning. Cherry shrimp, nearite snails. Would I put nearite snails as the best? I don't even think I would put cherry shrimp as the best. As far like the best shrimp for beginners, I would do a monos. That would be my recommendation. Best snail would definitely not mystery. Not yeah, I guess so. Yeah, nearite. I think I'd have to go with nearite. The only reason I wouldn't do, ram's horns. A lot of people think those are like pest snails. I don't. I think all snails are awesome. But the reason I would go with nearite is because they're pretty hardy, and you can get some that was some pretty interesting patterns on them. Some of them have horns. Malaysian trumpy snails are my favorite snail by far, but I don't think a beginner is not going to buy a Malaysian trumpet snail, but I feel like they would buy a nearite snail. And the reason I don't pick mystery snails is because they climb out. They leave clutches of eggs that are pretty unsightly, and they poop massive amounts of poop for a snail. So they're basically like the goldfish of the snail community as far as how much they poop. So they do create a lot of waste. Do you all like the stream? There is a like button. Can somebody mention how many likes we're at? And if anybody hasn't liked the stream, please do so. It is free, and it helps with the algorithm. Hey, if I can make a colony from a pair, so can you. I'm not saying I can't do it. I'm just saying we're talking about creating a colony of multis from a pair. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying I can't do it. I just don't know that I have that kind of patience. But really, it only takes one batch of fry. So 277. Oh, we can get to 300. We can get to 300. Oh, 307. Just like that, we're there. See, all you got to do is ask. You just got to put it out there in the universe, and the universe will provide. Realistically, you guys provided the likes, but you know what I mean. I have a question on Eheim heaters. Okay. Thoughts on bladder snails? I love them. Absolutely love bladder snails, ram's horn snails. There's not a snail that I do not like. If I have a tank that's overgrown in snails, I don't even sweat it. I just realize, hey, maybe I gotta feed less, or if I want to keep them, maybe I keep feeding the same amount. My favorite guppy, if I can only choose one, is probably the panda guppy. So my favorite guppy was the panda guppy, then it was black Moscow guppies, and now it's back to panda guppies. So can't go wrong with panda guppies. 315 was previous record for likes. We're still at almost 500 people, and we're an hour and a half into this. Bob, the offer still stands to send you about 40 to 50 mystery snails and some fiddler crabs. I'd rather have the hat. Is the hat still on the table? I don't want to do fiddler crabs because I'm not ready to do brackish yet. There will be a time because I want to get dragonfish again and do it properly. So there will be a time when I do brackish, but yeah. Kenny says not shipping fish right now, but merch can be found here. There might be some fish left on there for sale. I don't even know. Yeah, we need. Well, it's food. Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. Well, hey, if you want to send me mystery snails, more power to you, buddy. I won't say no. But do we have an update on the hat? The hat situation? So the hat situation is this, for anybody that doesn't know. My logo is way too complex for embroidery. And this is all embroidery. But Matthew did a mock-up, I believe. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else, because now you're asking, like, what hat? I could have sworn that was you, though. Maybe I'm wrong. Can you stop deleting my member emojis? I don't even know what you're talking about. I have not seen a single one of your comments deleted, my friend. So, yeah. Oh, are you just trolling me? Here I was pulling up my email. Jeez. I guess that answers the question, though, so thanks for answering the question. What hat? Well, I will say the mock-up looked really good. So there you go. He loves looking at the deleted comments. I don't even know how you could look at deleted comments. Oh yeah, message deleted by the Google moderator team. What does that even mean? What, how is Google deleting my comments? James, what are you doing to make Google angry? Message deleted by the Google moderator team. I don't want no Google moderators in here. Get out of here, Google. I'll send you the mock-up and I'll shoot you an email. Any type of progress. It's too vile for regular mods. Uncle Sam in the stream. Yeah, I don't need Alphabet in here. I don't need any of you agencies in here. I can handle this on my own. All right. Anyways, are you gonna keep Oompa Loompa shrimp? I've actually never heard of this before, so I have to Google it. Ope Ula shrimp? I don't know anything about these shrimp. Volcano red shrimp. Oh, those are the Hawaiian ones, right? Are these the ones that come from Hawaii? Is HC Aqua here? I think these are like the Hawaiian ones, but I'm not sure. So I'm not familiar with this shrimp at all, so I cannot say if I'm going to keep it or not. Those shrimp need salt water? Well, then that answers that. No. I see a challenge on embroidery. So like, as far as I know, someone asked about the patch. The patches still get embroidered. Like, so it's an embroidered patch that you then like stitch onto your hat, right? But it still needs to be embroidered. Why is that alarm going off? And so it still doesn't work. You have to dumb down my logo color wise, and it just looks really bad. It does. So yeah, the only way, yeah, like even black and white, it really doesn't look good. So I don't know. Texas Fish Room says, I see a challenge on embroidery. I just need good images and let me take a chance on embroidery of it. I'm always down for challenge. I do own a screen print. Hey, if Texas Fish Room, if you want to send me an email at steenfottaquatics@gmail.com, I will send you all the images, the high-res images. And if you want to give it a shot, I'm not going to stop you. But Matthew Vargas has got the best one by far so far. Matthew Vargas says, if you want to give it a try, I have the file for embroidery, but I don't have the machine. So there you go. Matthew can send me the file, and then I can send it to you. And that way you don't have to give 500 people your email address. Just email me at steenfottaquatics@gmail.com. And be sure to tell me who you are, unless your email address is the same as your YouTube name. Because otherwise it'll be kind of tricky. I don't know what I would do. Oscar fish, pinicky eaters. No, they got tired of pellets, but now they like dried shrimp. DJ, Oscar fish are generally not picky fish at all. You got to remember, though, if you're just feeding like one thing every single day for like years, not even years. I mean, I exaggerate, but when it comes to like fish, and I have the same attitude with my reptiles, like variety is the spice of life. The more variety you can give them, the happier they are. And the happier they are, the less stressed they will be. And it's like this whole snowballing effect of goodness. So get yourself a couple varieties. The only thing that I would keep in mind if you're doing, like, say you have all these different varieties of fish food, and I've fallen victim to this, is that it takes you so long to go through it that your fish food gets stale. And then you're feeding stale food to your fish, which then is going to start you snowballing the opposite direction. So yeah, good variety, but make sure your food doesn't go stale. Not stale. Okay. Thank you for linking up my email. Rob says, do you prefer Sicuenses, these are rainbows, a Melanotania Sicuenses over a Melanotania Herbert axelrodi? So there's probably not very many people in the chat that know the Sicuensis rainbow. I do have some adults. And the Herbert axelrodi is a prettier fish, like hands down. It's one of the best looking rainbow fish out there. The Sicuensis is still a really pretty fish in its own right, though. But the yellows are just not as striking. So I think the Sicuensis are a really cool fish. I think the yellows are a really cool fish. If you showed a picture side by side to the general public, I think it's always going to go to the yellow rainbow fish. But you know, they're both cool in their own way. Matthew Vargas says, this file is going to cost you a pretty penny when you hit 1 million followers. I'm sure we can figure something out. I don't know. Maybe I'll send you one Kamaka rainbow fish. And you know, I don't want it for resale. I just want my own hat of my own logo. Like, I did not take this into consideration when creating the logo, or having it made, because I did have it made for me by a really nice gentleman who offered to do it for me. So I am forever grateful, because I absolutely love my logo and I'll never change it. Taco Bob, North American Native Fish Keepers on Facebook. What? Taco Bob? Paul says, I have crushed coral in my canister. My pH is low, 6.5. Crushed coral, great way to raise up your pH and hardness. Add some hardness to your water. It's a joke, Bob. You know I have to bust your chops for missing the super chat. Yeah, I know. One day, though, I will make it to New York, and we can have a New York style pizza and bust each other's chops all day long. That is, if they haven't torn that city down by then. Have you tried the Herp Supply Sellers? Oh, let's talking to someone else. Show 463 watching and 34 likes on my screen. The likes don't update for everyone, so yep, keep that in mind. Manes, tails, fur, and fins. Manes, tails, fur. So it really bothers me that fur is singular when everything else is plural. Just gotta throw that out there. Manes, tails, fur, and fins. And I know you got more than one pet that has fur. So I don't. Manes, tails, furs, and fins. Hey Bob, my peacock gudgeons that I bought from you have laid eggs. Holy smokes, already? But I had to treat their tank with fenbendazole because of Hydra. Oof. Will it hurt the eggs or fry? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think it would. I don't think it would. I mean, if it's like a really strong dosage, then sure. But I think you'll be okay. And keep in mind that peacock gudgeons sometimes take a couple spawns to get it right anyways. So even if they don't make it, it might be completely unrelated to fenbendazole. But that's just like my opinion, man. Manes, tails, furs, and fins. Who has really awesome bettas for sale on the website. So if you want sweet betta fish, manes, tails, furs, and fin.com. Manes, tails, I don't know, that could be the wrong website. I don't know. Maybe I should check. Manes, tail, oh man. Fur and fins. Wait. And fins. Okay. Here we go. Plug this website. Boom. Betta fish. Hey, I bought a bib stream. I caught a bib stream. Got a bob stream. Fishy mailman. What's up, buddy? Have you tried herps? Oh wait, you're not talking to me. LOL, getting the S's correct takes works. I know. It's like purposely done just to troll me. Bob uses mane and tail. I don't even know what that means. I don't get it. Mane and tail is good stuff. Yeah, I don't know what that is. But anyways. Fur is plural as well. Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Well, I guess I'm just an idiot then. Furs sound like a bunch of fur coats hanging in the closet to me. No. I guess they don't call them like furs trader. They're fur traders, which would imply more than one. Like no one's just gonna sell one fur, you know. Whatever. Good fish to go with: albino, red cap, angelfish, rainbow fish. Rainbow fish are excellent take mates for angelfish. You could do corydoras, another good fish. I recently upgraded my aquarium light. My guppy grass leaves are turning reddish brown and seems to be dying. So basically what's happened is that you've made some sort of imbalance. So if you've added more light, then you need to add more fertilizer as well. And it could just be something simple like that. So yeah. So a lot of people think adding more light is just going to make their plants grow. But basically, if you have like a perfectly balanced tank of light and nutrients, CO2, all of that, and then you change something, it throws everything out of balance and the plants are going to die back. So yeah, adding more light doesn't always mean better growing plants. So if you up your lights, then you need to up your fertilizers. Bob's conditioner gets used up a lot quicker than his shampoo. No. Honestly, it doesn't really matter because a bottle of shampoo lasts me like 10 years and a bottle of conditioner lasts like 10 years. Like, you know, just saying. Viewer random question: Steenfott rainbow fish. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's like one of the it's one of the most impossible questions. Like, what would you put with this fish? What would you put in a X size tank? Like, obviously, I'm always gonna, pick what I like. So, just like, Corey loves guppies. You ask him what to put in something, most likely he's gonna say guppies. That's just the way it is. Kenny says, I have a rainbow shark in with my angels and they do well together. Oh, yeah, there's definitely a million options with rainbow fish. I mean, tetras, rasboras, barbs, plecos, cories, anything. But you ask a rainbow fish guy what to put with what fish, it's always going to be rainbow fish. That's just the way it is. When do you usually wash your rocks? I think KG meant, okay, not going there either. PG, people. Let's keep it PG. Hey, Bob, since you killed my dreams of Monte Carlo carpet, I would try it. I mean, what plant would I use to carpet a 5-gallon? I would find me some Dwarf chainsword. By far one of, if not my favorite carpeting plant. Not micro, Dwarf. Big difference. I mean, micro chainsword is pretty sweet too, micro sword. But Dwarf, it gets bigger. So micro sword is gonna get like that, right? Dwarf is gonna get like that. So a good 5-6 inches. It can go up to like 7-8 inches, but it really depends on like how tall do you want your carpet to be. If you want shorter plants for a carpeting plant, I would actually do Dwarf hairgrass over micro chainsword. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Rainbows are always the correct answer. This is true. What's the temperature there today, Bob? Oh, it is about rainbow fish degrees around here. I love gouramis. What's a good beginner gourami for a 29-gallon? Believe it or not, Grayson, I have never in my life, never have I ever kept a gourami. But if you're talking about good beginner species like the dwarf, like powder blue, really any of the dwarf species would be good. Are you allergic to hornwork at this stage in your tank game? Still use it? I'm not allergic to anything. I don't know why anyone would want to be allergic to anything, but apparently some people do want to be allergic. I don't. So therefore, I choose not to be allergic to anything. Do you use beard oil? No. Priscilla MK, are you ready for this weather? What are you guys talking about? I have no idea. Oh, rainbow fish weather? Is that what you're talking about? I see a couple other suggestions for dwarf hairgrass. Yep. I wouldn't use Java moss because it's not gonna. Java moss is gonna grow just every which way. Java moss like an old lady hairdo. It just grows all over the place. Definitely not gonna stay like carpeting. It's supposed to snow in 9 hours. Ooh, I'm kind of jealous. I do like this warm weather because I can keep my tubs a little longer. But we don't get snow here anymore, and it's a travesty. It's a travesty. Bob, no, it's going from 90s to 30s tonight. Whew. That's kind of the swing. Shh, Bob Kaler. I'm hoping nobody caught that. What's wrong with beard oil? I don't understand, like, what's the point? I don't know. I don't know what it does. Like, I don't know why I need to lubricate the hair on my face, but like, I mean, I'm not getting any friction here. Like, I understand you put oil in your motor, but why would I want to put it in my hair? That sounds gross to me. Not sure what is the attraction of rainbow fish. Never kept them. Can you explain? Well, they're awesome schooling fish. They're super active. They have a really good personalities. They spar a lot without hurting each other. They don't predate. They don't predate on other fish, meaning they won't go kill your other fish, and they're extremely colorful. Like they're basically the perfect fish. It's called a beard lubricant for a reason. But why do I want to lube my face? Like, why does my beard need lube? Like, I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, take a shower, people. I mean, if you need your beard to be clean, take a shower. Like, I don't know. I don't get why I want WD-40 all over my face. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Anyways, rainbow fish wake me up in the morning and are pure excellence. Let's just leave it at that. Pure excellence. I don't care, man. If people want to use beard oil, I don't care. I honestly don't know what it's for, so therefore I would never use it. I have no desire to even look up what it does. So I don't know. I have no idea. Anyways, yeah. Let's get back to fish. That's a weird conversation. Fish. I agree. The great Candy Overhauls. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to Candy Overhauls, head on over there. She's close to 1,000. Almost going to break a milestone. About 150 short. That's all she needs to reach 1,000 subscribers. So go subscribe. Rattle trap fishing. New here. Griffin Fish Room sent me. Well, welcome. Rattle trap fishing. I don't know why I like that name, but I do. Rattle trap fishing. Things escalated quick today. I don't know. Does Blackbeard algae need beard oil to get rid of it? No, but it'll make it more slick. Like, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Blackbeard algae need beard oil. You know what's amazing is that it took that long for someone to make a comment like that. But Aquatic Mall wins. You definitely win. Slayer Slam says, how's the dragon puffer, Bob? Well, unfortunately, it did pass away quite a while ago. I think I talked about it about 3 months ago. It's been quite a while. See, look what I just got. This is what I'm talking. Why would you eat pie when you could have brisket? Like, seriously, why fill up on pie when you can eat this? This is what's going in my beard in 8 minutes. Not some weird beard oil WD-40 crap. Steak juice is what I use for beard oil. Actually, this is brisket juice, but you get it. You get it. And it's still warm, too. All right, guys, we're going to end the stream early because I got to eat. Just kidding. Bob, have you bought any neat fish for the new fish room? No. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be selling off a lot of fish here really quick. I don't know if I'm going to list them on my website. I don't know if I'm going to sell them locally. But I need them gone quick so that I can continue to work in the fish room. So we'll see. My dragon is still going strong, just over 2 years. Yeah, so my dragon puffer had, I believe I said it was hydra, but it wasn't hydra. It was anchor worms. And it would get anchor worms. I would treat it. It'd be good for like 2 to 3 months. It would get anchor worms. I would treat it. And this was an ongoing thing for like a year and a half. And I think finally just the stress of the meds and the anchor worms and they're going back and forth. I don't even know how many times. I think it was just too much, and eventually he passed away. So, yeah, it was pretty sad. I didn't talk about it for a while because it was a fish that I did grow quite attached to, especially the amount of time I spent like treating it and how much care I gave that fish. So it did pass away. I didn't talk about it for a couple months, and I finally talked about it a couple months ago. So I'd say probably about 6 months ago it passed away. Bob, the hairy puffer is calling your name. If I could find a hairy puffer, I would buy one on the spot at this point. Google hates James. Did you get deleted again? I wonder what are you trying to message though? I will say this. Some of y'all's channel is getting flagged as spam channels. So when you guys comment on my videos, I actually have to approve your comments. And Yeah, so I don't know what you guys are commenting or where you're commenting or how often you're commenting. And maybe Fish Room, just because you talk a lot, they think you're spam because you're all over. I mean, you're everywhere, right? You're on everyone's live streams. You live stream all the time. You're always commenting. So Corey has a hairy puffer at the co-op. I was just at the co-op like a week ago, and they didn't have one. What's a spam channel? I'm saying, like, your comments are getting flagged as spam. So, like, if you were to comment on my video and your channel is flagged by Google as spam, it goes into my spam folder, and then I gotta go in there and say, yes, this is spam, delete it and ban this person, or no, it's not spam, and allow the comment. You are not one of those people. Manes, tails, fur, and fins. But yeah. Slayer Sam says, no, the hairy was already sold. There you go. It's already gone. Oh, was that the 45-minute unboxing video? I have not watched that one yet. So what else we got going on here? The hairy puffer came in. It already sold. Maybe I can get them to order me another one. I don't know. I don't like asking for like weird favors like that though. I mean, I feel like I already asked for a lot from Aquarium Co-op in general. So Jimmy unboxed the hairy puffer yesterday. Well, you got to remember those videos are not real time, like not even close. Some of those videos are like months old. Some of the videos are like weeks old. So there's a whole process of editing, uploading. There's already videos getting released before that. So I've seen Aquarium Co-op have videos like scheduled out like months in advance. So you never really know. Candy, just follow Bob's instructions. What? I don't know what that means, but I approve. All right. Everyone's saying it already sold already. So maybe. I could message Robert, the store manager there, and see if he can order me another one. We'll see. A bearded puffer. Man, I'm really curious as to what you're saying that's getting automatically deleted though. The tank that my dragon puffer was in now has a Mata turtle in it. So yeah, where would I put a hairy puffer right now? Aquas 3 says, hi everyone, I have a quick question about plecos. Well, ask away. If I don't see it, generally people in chat are pretty helpful. So Anthony Brown says, well, good night everyone. Bob, another great stream. Keep pouring gas on the fire. Well, you guys are my gas now. So the fact that over 500 people were here tonight is insane. Oh, excuse me. Funny bearded puffer is the nickname of my call. Oh, jeez. Come on. New Yorkers. Trying to decide. That was a terrible accent. Trying to decide between a platyfish or something else to go with. My Mabu. He's 18 inches now. I really want Variatus platies. I've never owned platies in my life. When I did Corey's fish room tour, I've never wanted them more. And when he moves and we move those tanks and those totes, I'm probably going to pocket a few of them. Just to be honest. I can't even lie about it. The name Harry Puffer makes me giggle every time. That is one of the coolest looking fish I have ever seen, hands down, in person. Like, if you guys have never seen a hairy puffer, how many people are still here? 431. If you've never seen a hairy puffer, Google it. They are awesome. Absolutely awesome. I went to a fish store 2 months ago and got a Pleco for my wife's tank, and they originally told her it would stay small, but he's grown a good bit and found it's actually a golden nugget. Well, I don't know how much you paid for that Pleco, but that could be the steal of a lifetime. Gold nugget Plecos are pretty expensive fish. It's not going to be small, but it's also not a large pleco. There's a few different like L numbers when it comes to golden nuggets, but you're probably going to be in like that 6 to 7 inch range, and they're an amazing looking pleco. So they're definitely not like a sailfin or a common pleco that get 18 feet long, so you don't got to worry about that. But they are an amazing pleco, and boy, if you paid like common pleco pricing for a gold nugget pleco, that's a score of a lifetime. Absolutely. How big do hairy puffers get? About 5 inches. So they're small, but you still want to put them in like a 40-gallon tank, and because they're ambush predators, they'll kill anything that's in there. So it's a species-only tank. Whew, $3. $3 for a gold nugget pleco. That is insane. Insane. All right, it's that time. We got people to thank. Fish Tank Barn, Eric, Kaler's Aquatics, S Aquarium Co-op, Curtis St. Martin, Matthew Vargas, Jobs, Aquarium Tanks, Candy Overhauls, Bob Kaler, Matthew Vargas, KG Tropicals, Aquatic Mob, Priscilla, Fish Room Fever, with the $1 super chats. I missed your last one there, I think, but I just got the one at 7 o'clock. And of course, the new members, T-Shot, Adam, Bugsy, Carol, and that's 4 members. That's pretty dang good. Like I said, have the most ridiculously awesome Aquarium Co-op members only video this week. It's gonna be really weird, so I can't put it on like a main video, and it's also copyright struck already, so unfortunately it has to be members only, but this is gonna be pretty awesome. I feel it's pretty sweet. Anyways, thanks everyone for showing up, hitting 500. Obviously the subscribers, you guys are amazing. Yeah, super chatters, members, you know, very appreciative, but without the subscribers they wouldn't be here. So mods, you did a great job. I appreciate it. Google, thanks for silencing James at Fish Room Fever. Someone's got to do it. And hopefully I'll see everyone here next week, and maybe, you know, we shoot for 550. Brisket's calling my name. I gotta go.